going on, guys and girls? It's the Short Bear, and today we're going to do a weekly recap. So we're going to talk about the trades that I made. Not all the trades, but the most noticeable ones. Basically the ones where I wanted to trade the most size, or I got to trade the full size. And before we do that, I just want to talk about one small thing. That is my TC2000 account. So I got a few messages on Twitter saying basically or pointing out that you're seeing simulated buying power 200,000 right here, right? This is not my trading platform. This is only my charting platform, all right? I've got two charting platforms. One is Thinkorswim and the other is TC2000, all right? I do not trade with Thinkorswim or I do not trade with TC2000. I trade with TradeZero. This is why you see, two charts. The charts where I show you everything here because I think it's the nicest layout. I really like the look of it. And on the other side, you've got basically my charting platform, which you see my arrows on, my executions, and so on. All right, I don't trade with TC2000 or Thinkorswim. I trade with TradeZero and their platform TradeZero Pro. All right, so the first trade I want to talk about is FCell. All right, FCell is a ticker that popped up so often in the past. Let me show you right away. So on the daily, you're going to see that FCell is just downtrending, right? It just downtraded, and they had reverse stock splits, so they never traded at $600. All right, what happens is they dilute, and then they do reverse stock split, basically bringing their float, the float down, all right, to a smaller float, and the price up, which gives the company, the same worth. So they keep on diluting, right? But the thing about FCell is every time it kind of is in play, what it does, it's really volatile, right? So you've got basically the average price, the perfect price, the fair price, and it just is super volatile over 100, and it keeps on moving up and down before eventually moving down. So what I did is I wanted a long on this one. All right, so as you can see here, at the open I didn't long the first dip, and neither did I the second. I wanted to see kind of a base to form, a reclaim of a level, a reclaim of VWAP, volume to flow in, something particular that I wanted to see. And we got that. So I'm going to show you the 1 minute chart, which is going to give you a good idea of what I saw. So as you can see here, on those two flushes, we had two candles up, but on this one we had a few candles up, tried moving down to break down, couldn't make it, moved up stuff, and then tried breaking down again and couldn't make it. So on that second reject, I was like, all right, this is the spot I want to get in long. I got long, tried bouncing, couldn't make it, closed it. I tried it a few times here, as you can see. So what happened here with a pattern I saw was breakdown and complete reclaim. So basically V bottom here, pull back and then move up. That's what I wanted to see. Didn't get that, had to cut it again. And as you can see, it did reclaim, right? So it did reclaim the range all the way back to 60 or 70, 57 cent, right in here. And then next day it started fading off. So the idea was right with the reclaim, it just was mistimed on this one. Really bad because I wanted some nice size on this one for the bounce, but I just could never put it on because we never reclaimed VWAP and the real areas where I wanted to put on size. Right, so that was the first ticker that I wanted to talk about. So the next ticker we're going to talk about is AGRX. All right, AGRX is a ticker that I played in the past, and I'm going to show you what was so particular about AGRX this time around. And we're going to start with the daily again. So what happened on the AGRX was we got bad drug news right in here, all right, and we gapped down from 111 all the way down to 75 cent, and then traded back down to 40 cent basically, and then we gapped up on good news, right? So basically what happened is the news that just was put out before is not true. This is the news that we have. We have some good results, And if you think about that, the gap down was for nothing. So we're really gapping up from 111 to 150, which is not, too big. It's acceptable. It's not the same thing as a gap from 40 cent all the way to 150, right? Um, from there, on the first day, I wanted a long on this one. I wanted a long. Why did I want a long? Because we had, let me see if I can get you the 1 minute chart or if I need to get a bigger one. Yeah, let's take 3 minute maybe. Yeah, so right here we open and we just flush down like crazy, right? With a lot of volume. And then we just reclaimed and reclaimed again all the way back up basically to VWAP. Then we traded in that range. I got long in here and I had to bail. On the next day, started building, sideways, sideways, sideways. And then third day, it started moving up. All right, every time in the morning we move up and then we go sideways. And then third day, same thing. We move, up in the morning and then sideways, basically moving during the after hours and the pre-market. And then the last day, was the day I wanted to watch it. So at that time, I mean, look at that daily. We're getting really overextended, where it's like we're getting from 40 cent or even 111 either way. We're moving up all the way to 250. We're getting really overextended, and we're moving towards 3. So from there, what I wanted to see is I've got two possibilities of entering a stock, right? First of all, a stock goes parabolic during the pre-market, which shows shorts are getting squeezed, are getting out, and best case scenario we go so parabolic that every short is out, every long is on the same side, or everyone's on the same side, the long side, and then we move down, and then at the open starts getting heavy and we unload, or we move up at first and then we start unloading heavy, heavy, heavy over offers absorbing. And this is what I wanted to see on HRX, and that's how I started actually. So let me show you here. Started moving up, all right, towards $3 over, not over, but just at $3. Moved down, moved up, double top, so got in right in here, added more size and even more. Covered, had a small long because usually we start to bounce at 9 a.m. right around there into the open. Basically shorts that didn't cover and then they trip over each other into the open. And then at the open, I wanted some size. So what looks like, a mess basically in here was basically me trying to get the most size I could with the tightest stop possible while keeping the winning rate high, all right? So that's why you see so many arrows in here. It's me trying basically to get filled, trying to test orders to see if they're real or not, getting more size and more size. As we put in the double top, right? So right in here, one, retest, can't make it, and kind of lower high here, and we broke down. Right in here, we had no volume in that consolidation area. We didn't reclaim right away like we see on some trappers. So added more size and into the flush, started covering, below the lows. That's where we get some traps in the market we're in. Start bouncing, I add back my share size right here, right? Then start moving sideways, and here is the spot I should have been adding, right? So right in here, sideways, no volume, kind of the same thing as in here, right? And then, but I didn't. Started rolling over, took some off, all right? Took some off here, and then started, so I took everything off and then started longing some because I thought maybe we're gonna bounce, this made it. Because this ticker, what it does, it flushes hard and then reclaims. I mean, I just showed you, the 1 minute, the chart for the first day. We traded, we moved down a lot, and then we reclaimed all the way back up. And this one was the same thing. So started curling down, added some more just at my stop, stopped out, got short right away, added some, and then covered into the low of day. And this one, the last green arrow, was actually a long, because if you have to think about it as on a short position. When I cover because I think the stock is heading higher, right? So I want to lock in my gains because I think it's going to go higher. So longing is basically giving me the opportunity of basically hedging the short that I just missed, right? So getting in because I missed the short and basically taking the move that I was expecting. So I took it there, took the long, and then started, getting some bag short. Covered here, didn't work. Tried it here once more, and didn't work. So I took it off again. So this one was a really big win, a really nice one. I think the biggest win of the week, if I'm not mistaken. And yeah, that was basically it for this ticker for that day. All right, so the next ticker is ISEE. This one I was really happy about because it just felt right. I had a plan, I executed it, I basically top ticketed it, nearly bottom ticked the pre-market, and then top ticked the open and covered into the wash. So on this one, ICE is another ticker that really got overextended. If you look at the daily chart, I mean, it moves up from $1 all the way to $4 basically, and it's the same game for me, right? I want to see overextension or a pop and big selling during the pre-market. In this case, we got the other variant, all right? So on HRX, we saw downtrending basically during the pre-market. On this one, we saw overextension. And what happened is I wanted a point where I could enter with a good risk reward, and that's exactly what I got. So it trying to break 70, so 470 over and over again, couldn't make it, couldn't make it, couldn't make it. I was like, all right, the seller is there, he's hidden. We're trying to get him out, but it just keeps on refreshing, keeps on absorbing shares. So I'm just gonna enter here, and basically if we break even one set over him, I'm gonna just cover it. So I got in, started fading, and so first of all, it started rejecting, right? And I wanted to see heaviness, which we saw right away. So every offer was absorbing, absorbing, absorbing. Every time we tested them, couldn't make it. I covered here because what happened is we got exactly the opposite thing. So someone was showing 100 shares on a bid, and 6,000 shares got through, and he was still there sitting, doing nothing basically. So right away when I saw that, that was my first, sign of strength basically. So I took it up there, and also as I told you, 9 a.m. stocks tend to bounce into the open on those kind of plays. So I'd rather take it off and be, not in a position and be fully focused on entering the stock again at the open with more size as volume flows in, right? So a weakness at the open, I don't chase, waited for the pop, and then I heard that a chat room was chasing it, and someone was absorbing, all right, on the offers again. So as soon as I heard, that they were in and I saw soaking on the offers, I got in as well, got filled everything, and then it started flushing right away, and I took it off. So I took it off because this one, as you can see, it's pretty choppy on the daily here, right? And I didn't want to be stuck in something that just grinded back up. I wanted one more short out of it, and I nearly got it here, all right? I had an order out, but I had it at, I think, 414, which is here, all right? And I didn't get it. It just didn't bounce there and then flush down, and I just left it alone completely. All right, so the next ticker I would like to talk about is going to be BNGO, all right, which is here. And I'm going to finish with ENG, which is the ticker that I traded on Friday. So BNGO is a ticker that I traded so often in the past already. It feels like I know this ticker for years, despite it only, being a few weeks. But what happened on the first day was we gapped up from 60 cent, which made the hold bands, all right, really, really tight, all right. So we couldn't really move up without a halt on this one. And it made it really difficult to trade, right? So first day here, I wanted it short all the way because I saw that they had dilution already, and that they were basically, a Turkish company, and they're not worth it, So we got the move up. I shorted in here, and then we reclaimed right away. I got out of my short break even, and then what we saw was we tried breaking, pulled back, and then the candle, the red candle in here, got bought back up. So as soon as I saw that, I got long in here, and I sold at 470. 370. I mean, too soon. But on those ones, once they halt, they tend to really, open lower and just, just getting hammered. They just absolutely get destructed. So I wanted to be out just to be safe, and it was a pretty good sell, I think. On the second day, I got a loss in the morning before making it back in the afternoon, and then the next day here, I caught the offering. So it popped from 150 to $2, traded $2, and I covered at $1 and under it, for a really, really nice win. 50% on that one. And that offering, the warrants in that offering, 10 million at 85 cents. Those are the ones we played on this day, right? On Thursday. Yeah, Thursday. Um, so on this one, same thing. What do I want to see? I want to see weakness selling or basically a parabolic during the pre-market. And what we saw was, first of all, we started moving down, but not really heavily. Didn't take any position, and then we started reclimbing into the open. Moved down at the open. Again, I don't chase weakness, and I waited. I longed some, sold into the high of day push, because what I thought was what they're going to do is everyone has their stop at the high of day. Everyone knows about the warrants, so they're going to first of all push the shorts out. Every short is going to cover. So as you can see from the buying volume here, shorts are getting squeezed, and they're going to use the squeezing volume to fill their position. So shorts covering need to buy, and so that buying power is going to fill their selling, and then they're going to start selling. On this one, I knew I wanted some big size, right? Because I traded in the past, I know how it moves, and I know about the dilution on this one, and I know that they use the dilution. So right away, as you can see, we tried bouncing, couldn't make it, tried bouncing, couldn't make it, tried bouncing, couldn't make it. They were just constantly unloading. So I had some pretty nice size already, but I decided, you know what, I really want to get bigger on this one. So started to look for a bigger bounce, not only one candle, but a few candles, which we got on our view app, as you can see here. We bounced, added some more size, and basically moved the stock, the risk down to this green candle here. All right, so from the high of day to 145, and then started adding more size, and by that add right here, my stop was right there. All right, so 140, and as soon as we tried bouncing again, breaking over the resistance and stuffed again, I added some more size to full, risking 136. Started breaking down support, no volume on that bounce, as you can see right here. Big volume on the dump and then no volume on the bounce. That's exactly what we saw before. That's exactly what we want to see for a breakdown. I added even more size, started covering into the wash as we, couldn't really accelerate to the downside. Just seemed overdue. Started just covering some, thinking, right, if we start, moving back up, I'm gonna be able to add back more share size, in this price range here. And we didn't get it, and I had my range orders in and got filled everything here. Tried getting short once more here, but as we reclaimed, cut it break even. And then at the end of the day, we started, building a range just over $1. They had earnings after hours, so started shorting here, covered some near the close, and I held some for the earnings. My thought process was, why would a company basically dilute and put out a PR, pay for a PR just before the evening where they have earnings? Because you only do that, or my thought process is they would only do it because the earnings are so bad, or they're bad, and it will be complicated to get the stock price up over 140 again. So I heard the conference call, and it started spiking on what they were saying. Right, they said something about 50% more revenue and so on and so on. So I cut it, and right away, and started reversing from here and getting back all the way to 85 cents during after hours. So plan would have worked out, but I need to respect my plan, need to respect the risk, and yeah, that was it for this ticker. All right, so the last ticker I traded was ENG, and you're going to see it's pretty much the same pattern as BNGO from technical perspective. So BNGO, look at it right now, starts moving down, pushes over the pre-market highs, as I showed you just before, and pushes, taking out the stops, and then fades down all the day. ENG, same thing that we saw. All right, so weakness during the pre-market, and I told the guys in chat, all right, this one is ETB, so easy to borrow. and they've got no dilution, all right, but the news is fading news. I track the news as well. So this stock, you know, I have two scenarios on it. If it goes parabolic at the open towards 145 to 155, I want to get short, risking the pre-market highs. For a quick trade, I don't want to overstay my welcome. I don't want to trade the whole day. I want a clear move. So that's the one scenario. The second scenario is we open weak, shorts get in, they chase, and then they get squeezed. So, scenario number two is the one that happened at first. So started moving down, I got long in here, and then we just, we popped right away, which looked good, and then started curling down and breaking under the lows, so I took it off. After that, I wanted a short on it just because it was so weak, despite everything. And then we moved up. I tried sizing in, so as you can see, one order and covered right away as it didn't work out. And then as we got overextended into the 145 area, which was the plan. My plan was to short into that area. We stuffed, tried again, stuffed again, and I shorted right away because I expected a pullback at least, right? So I'm expecting a pullback, and if we get more than a pullback, I can add even more share size. So it stayed weak right away. First bound, added some more share size, so right here, covered everything into the wash, added back some, and as we broke over the resistance, I took off some of it, so trimmed, and added back everything and even more, because we just stuffed, all right? It proved to me you can't even bounce over VWAP, so I added more share size, and then I waited for a nice bounce. So I wanted a true wave bounce. Not only one candle, not only a few candles, but candles, pull back, and another one, which we saw here, right? So bounce, move down, and then another leg up, shorted some more, and then we moved back up, taking out the stops here and there, which I expected it to do because it's usually what we see, right? If they can't get volume, they're going to take out the stops where basically volume is going to get created. And yeah, shorted some more and then covered at 105 and 107 as we just couldn't break down. So we tried breaking down, right? As you can see, we tried breaking down under this level, but reclaimed right away, which proved to me all right. Been waiting the whole afternoon. I'm not the only one that is waiting. It's ETB, it's got dilution, it's got no dilution, so people could get trapped on the short side. And I'm not the only one seeing it, right? It breaks down, people are waiting for it. If it reclaims and starts moving up, everyone's gonna bail, right? So I got out here, and in this case, it started moving down. But for the rest of the day, it moved sideways and even reclaimed a bit, So yeah, pretty happy that I took it off here. It gave me, my whole Friday basically to be out of this trade, not managing trades, and yeah, just some easy trades, stress-free. All right, this is it for this video. If you are not subscribed, please do and hit the like button, and I'll see you in the next video.